That beautiful sight this morning. It is 7:54. There was a public outcry to save the Lakewood Theater in Dallas. Now a plan for preservation is going forward. Norman Alston is the preservation architect hired to help, and he joins us this morning. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, appreciate it. Lakewood Theater, built back in 1938. It has gone through renovations before. It really is a neighborhood symbol. It represents the history of the area, and a lot of residents in the area were you could say furious when they saw this. They saw the construction crews basically pulling everything out of the theater as there was talk about renovating it. And Norman, that's kind of when you came into this picture, right?
Right. Well, I came in pretty early when all of the work started from the neighborhood side, because people were concerned when they saw the materials being pulled out.
Right.
But since then, I've gone in to help the property owners and gotten a better feel for what's going on and where we're headed with that.
I think that was the question. Was a lot of the neighbors weren't really sure what the new owners were going to be doing with the theater. There was talk, and there still is talk, about subdividing it. A lot of neighbors wanted to said no. You know, it's been a theater all this time. We wanted to see it remain a theater. So now you're working with the owners now,
right?
And so you've kind of been on both sides now. So
what? A little bit.
Is there? Do we know exactly what's going to happen with the theater as far as what's going to be put in that spot?
No, we don't know what the tenant is. Really, what they're doing is making provisions to put a tenant in of some sort. Everybody, I'm sure, would like for it to be a theater. I know the owners would like for it to be a theater, but in the market with some other issues, we're not sure if that's going to be the ultimate use or the short-term use for it anyway. So we're trying to keep the options open and be prepared to do a good job with whatever does go inside there.
Right. A lot of people showed up after at City Hall when they saw what was happening, and then started the movement to make this a historic landmark, to give it a historic landmark designation. Exactly what does that designation do? How does it protect the building? Well,
it's a zoning overlay, and so when you put that in place, it does put some guidelines in place for what can be done and what cannot be done to the building. And it gives the Landmark Commission in the City of Dallas a review opportunity over it. So
they can say,
yeah, that's appropriate. No, that's not. And it just works for everybody. That way you know what's going to happen. Have some feel for what's going to happen. You have some confidence that whatever is done is going to be okay for the theater, preserving it as an historic building over the
I know there's some murals. There's the big tower that everybody believes is so unique. The exterior, will those things be preserved?
Well, I don't think there's any question. We're just really getting into the negotiation part of that now to define that, but I don't think there's anybody that has, that would want some of those items that you described touched or damaged in any way, the owners or community. The things we're going to be talking about are really going to be more a little obscure than that. Some of the other spaces that aren't as important. But I think we're all pulling the same rope, all wanting the same thing. It's just a matter of working out. Nice to hear.
And you're going to be doing a landmark designation committee meeting on Wednesday. That's kind of where you're trying to work out all the details. So more is to come, right?
Nuts and bolts. Yeah, there will be more to come. It's a several-month process to get this in place. Plus, there'll be other things coming up as we go along.
Thank you so much for joining us and providing an update. Appreciate it.
Glad to do it.
Coming up.